Welcome back to Vortex of the Build, where I talk about all things 1967 Chevelle and my personal build here, the Grackle, that you'll see here. On this episode, I will be covering when I installed and put my floor in and the rocker panels. So stay tuned for the details on that. Trying to get you guys up to speed on my build so you can see what I'm currently working on. All right, stay tuned. See you soon. Well. This is what I was looking at before I started into this floor project. And you could notice that I had to take off the quarter and cut that opening over so I could see where I could disconnect the floor from the original flooring. Right here, I was trying to fit my rocker panels on there with the original flooring so I could see how the layers worked and how things went together. But you can see that I decided that I just had to cut the floor out. And if you notice on the back side, you pan back that direction, you'll see that inner bracing goes on the top of the rocker, and then the floor goes on top of that, which you'll see when I get the rockers on there. To looking at it right here, I was able to get the rockers in, all those little braces right there in the quarter attached to the top of the rocker, and then the floor goes up underneath that. Took me a lot of effort to try to figure out how it all pieced together. Now you see that I started to get the flooring. I was doing mini tubs in the car, so I have some 2-inch tubs that I bought from ABC Performance. And this is where I cut it out 2 inches, moved it over to the left to get my 2 inches for the mini tubs that I'm gonna put in the back of the car. Just got it mocked up for welding in. Here, I got everything welded in together, put it back. 2 inches I took out on the side, and I ended up matching that on the flooring, on the trunk floor, excuse me. Here's the finished product. After I moved both the both of the rear end 2 inches in. Now this is when I was attaching the floor, or I made like a little stand to sit the floor on, and I got 2 jack stands, one on both sides, so I could sit the floor on there and I could lift it up and test fit it. I probably did this about 30-40 times because I had to make sure that the mounts for the body lined up. A little picture of the stand I made. It's just a simple little wood stand, and I use 2 jack stands to jack it up. So I just jack it up a little bit on each side, pushes up underneath the car, and I could see where it's fitting or how things lined up. I used the front body mounts to go to the next set of body mounts on the floor, and then I crisscross that measurement. I have a metric tape measure, so I was getting it down to a millimeter, like 171 millimeters, I believe, I remember correctly. That's where the body mount was. What I'm about to point out too is next body mount location right behind it, which is the body mount location, and then I will crisscross across to the front body mount on the opposite side. That's how I made sure it was square and the measurements were correct. Did that 3 or 4 different times after I had it all prepped up, lifted it up, brought it down, lifted it up, brought it down. Right there, I'm pointing out there is that I noticed that little lip on the back of the floor needs to go over the top of the trunk flooring. So I had to make a note of that. So when I was tearing everything apart, I was paying attention to all these little details of how things went back together. And in the front, I thought I was going to have to go underneath, but I ended up having to put the lip of the floor over the top of the firewall. So So it currently sits over the top of the firewall. And here's a view of me mocking it up. Rocker panels fitting up. You see that little hole there that I just passed was the seat belt bolt hole. It was looking pretty good. Right here, that's why I was learning that I had to move the floor to go over the top of the firewall. All that right there had to be squeezed together. There was a gap, so I had to get some clamps and squeeze it together to weld it. Nothing fit 100% perfect. This is Auto Metal Direct flooring. All the parts I got from Auto Metal Direct. It fit pretty good, but nothing was 100% perfect. I made sure I had braces in there so the floor or the body didn't stretch or move anything from the original location to keep it straight. As you can see, it got it all welded up now. Smooth off the welds. I'll probably come back and do some body work and make that really, really smooth. Look nice. Don't look like you see a weld there at all. But this is like the finished product. After I put it all together, got the floor in there, got it all welded in. Trust me, I was nervous, but I double checked my measurements. Everything measured up really, really nicely before I welded everything in. So I'm within a couple of millimeters of my measurements. Extra little tidbit right here, just when I cut out the rear of the trunk floor, I went ahead and just put this little package tray in there because all those brackets and everything had to be replaced. So that's why I was putting that in there, just a little getting prepared. Before I took the tubs out, I needed to have that package tray in there. And that's pretty much the details, all the details on my flooring. If you had any other comments or you'd like to see anything else on this, shoot me a little note, and I'll make sure I get back with you on that. Appreciate you guys watching.